Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome
Hi,
back
friend.
to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, and the better host has arrived. Claire Bays. Good morning.
Has arrived. I like that my name has just become the better host.
Yeah, you are the better
According
host.
to who?
To me.
Good
And guess what?
morning.
It's my podcast. Thus, my opinion is
Do what
law.
I want.
That's right. There's a lot of
Okay.
people here this morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
What's up? What's up?
Maybe
Vicky, Kenneth, 5 a.m. squat club. Do you have a name? I feel like I'm very, oh, I gotta turn I don't know if it's in my headphones. My
Hmm.
headphones are just really loud. All right, there we go.
Is 5 a.m. squat no, that's not the same person that does it the podcast. There's another podcast that started recently. I don't think that's the same person. Also, Bruce says I'm here because Claire called me out.
That's
LOL.
right.
Works for
New
me.
schedule. No, we're audibling to Claire's busy schedule.
Yeah, which I did send you that this is the day next week of all days if we want to keep the same time, at least for me. This is the one.
No, you said Wednesday next week.
Oh, it's Thursday. You're right. I meant Wednesday.
That's
I
wrong.
I did send that.
Um, yeah. Um, well, I guess if someone's gonna say it, so we're gonna do our best to not discuss this. I think on this show we want to try and keep this about CrossFit, but you know, it it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to see on TV and to see something like that and for that to happen. And so, it's I know it took me and Claire pretty hard yesterday. And so um we're gonna try and keep this upbeat and talk about other stuff. But definitely RIP to Charlie Kirk and prayers to his family and his kids. And you know, no matter whatever it is, I pray that his kids never see that video in their entire life. Like it's like the only thing that I can think about is his wife has probably seen that 100,000 times. And it's the only thing that's in her mind. And I pray for her and her well being and the kids to get through it. And I pray that they never see it. Right. That's the first thing that I thought was that like this video is across the world. And I mean, hundreds of millions, if not a billion people have seen this assassination on a thousand phones in 24 hours and what is it, 18 hours. And so I pray for their family. That's for sure. So
Yeah, and I want to add to that real quick.
but
Like you said, I'm not speaking for anything other than myself, and I'm not interested in going down the political road at this time. But as far as what came up for me, because of course, like you said, we all saw it. We've all been just totally, or most of us totally consumed by it. In whatever way that is for us. And so what has come up for me with this is so words are weightless, right? And that's something that what I mean by that, stand by, is it made me think of like what I'm thinking of is what can we be doing that's useful, right? And so all of us saying our opinions on the internet, while I'm not saying there's no place for that, obviously, sharing your thoughts, whatever, but it takes me to like, what can I do? What do I have access to? And that takes it back to the personal responsibility thing, And so it's like, what are my actions in day-to-day life, not just what I chose to put on the internet because of the for this 24 hours, but like in my home, in my community, do I actually know clearly what my values are? Am I living in alignment with those? And so that just is like really come up for me as like an opportunity to think about those things, because we're all gonna like there's gonna be so many, there has already been so many words, there's gonna be so many more words, and I'm not saying there's no place for them, but it also made me think of whenever when I got sober, the mentor that I worked with to go through this beautiful process, part of the process is that I got the opportunity to reflect and see what my part in certain situations in my life were, and to be able to go and make amends where it was necessary. And she made me wait for a really long time to do that. And I wanted to do it immediately. Like I wanted to go give lip service to like, hey, I realized I did this thing. And but she was like, your actions, like your words at this point mean nothing. Your actions are going to mean everything to these individuals. So she made me wait for quite some time before being able to go and use my words, because I needed to put some action behind whatever it was that I was saying. And so anyway, maybe I'm kind of taking that and running with it in a different direction. But I entirely agree with you. Obviously, like, this is tragic and traumatic and shocking and everything. And I feel so deeply for his family and everyone. But okay, what can we do? What are our values? What are our daily actions? Are we living in alignment with those in our homes, in our communities, etc.? And that's a personal responsibility bit. So anyway, maybe I took that a totally random direction, but that's really been coming up for me.
Sure. It's your direction. Thanks for sharing and talking on it. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Let's talk about some CrossFit or literally anything else.
Yeah, I know.
It really doesn't matter. I don't even care. I don't even care. Oh, dude, huge news in the De Palma household.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nothing crazy. I got a cold plunge and I am so excited. Not that huge. No, I don't know if I'll like ever like announce a pregnancy or something on this show. I don't know if like we'll probably announce it personally or something like that first, as far as like huge news. But that's big news for me. I've been wanting a cold plunge in my house for like 5 years. And I finally got one. $300, deep freezer, already converted, ready to go. I'm so excited.
Heck yeah.
So excited.
Wait, now you've got me distracted with the pregnancy thing. Would that be something? Are you guys interested in having more kids?
Oh yeah, second one's
awesome.
At some point.
Cool, awesome. All right.
Ask the question.
Claire, I do not watch WWF, but I see commercials. Who is the blonde female wrestler they highlight who seems to wear a lot of red lipstick? Blonde.
I don't think Claire watches WWF either, right? Isn't that not a entity anymore?
Yeah, I'm assuming. Are you referring to WWE, or are you saying like all the way back then?
No, WWE for sure.
Okay, and then a blonde with red lipstick. Well, there's a lot of talent. So if are we talking WWE?
Has to be WWE.
Blonde with red lipstick. The main players that are coming to mind are not red lipstick wearers. I don't know. I know of a blonde that wears red lipstick that's in the AEW, but I don't know. Yeah, that's not a signature look of any of the like main roster talent that I'm aware of currently.
Lito, what am I going to use the cold plunge for? So, as all of you know, like I have like health stuff and things, and so my addiction to dopamine does not get fulfilled at all, like not even a little bit, no matter what I do in training, because as soon as I feel like I'm getting close to it, I like I usually have to pull back or I start getting paranoid and I just won't push into that point. And so like I'm very heavily addicted to like that sensation, and cold plunge when I did it for the year was something that fulfilled it at least a little bit. And so my goal is like 10 minutes, 33 degrees, like every day. Like that's why I just use it for like to do hard shit. Nothing, there's all the hormonal stuff and like all the biological benefits of it. Mine's purely mental. Like I really thrive on like feeling accomplished, like doing something very challenging and putting myself through, I don't know, like just like hard shit. And that's probably why I resonated with CrossFit so well. And I don't really get to put myself through that regularly in CrossFit anymore without feeling like I'm being too risky or whatever it is. And so, so that's like the main reason. And then maybe like get Bennett to like do it. I mean, obviously he's 2. I'm not going to throw my 2-year-old in there, but like, just like put your hand in there, convince parent, and it's like fun to have like your friends come over and do that kind of stuff too. Like, I think that's like a good community sort of thing. And I have a lot of friends in here that like sort of do fitness and not really, but I think they're like having a cold plunge is a good, even like a good social thing with people, like if they come over often and things like that. So, which is why I like it. And I've always wanted one, and I want to be able to do it, not at 4:30. So I got up at like 5 a.m. every day to do this at my friend's house.
To go to your friend's house, yeah.
10 minutes away, right? Like further into the sticks. And like in his garage, like I would just open the door on my own. I keep the lights off, right? Like it would just be me, and I just wanted to I wanted something like a little more near. And he was always, so he has a plunge, like a really nice one. And
Mhm.
he got the inset motor, right? That like is like covered and like connects to the plunge.
Mhm.
Well, he was going to give me his outboard one, and he was like, "You can have it." I was like, "Well, I'm not going to take it from you. I'll pay it. I'll buy it." You know, it was like it's like a $2,000 motor, right, or a chiller, and I was like, "Well, then I have to find a tub and
Mhm.
some capacity, and then I have to handle all the filter and all. I have to buy all the piping and drill into the tub." And I was like, I just never like the footprint was so big that I just could never figure out where I would put it because I didn't want to put it outside. My back porch is kind of crammed with baby shit. And so I was like, well, I don't want to take any more footprint in there. And so then this was in. I was like, oh, this is only 5 feet, or it's 4.5 feet by 3 feet. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, babe, this can go like right where it can go. And I'm like in the garage, like on my side. So the garage is like we have like all like the family side, which is like maybe 6 feet off the wall, and then the
Mhm.
like the fitness portion of it, which is like
Mhm.
the rest of the garage. And so I have a handstand wall, and well, I can't do handstands anymore. I can't use that wall for anything. And
Mhm.
so, because I can't go upside down, and that's the only reason why I had it. So I just put it right there, and it's like a little inset right in front of the water heater. So I'm super excited.
It's not a new thing that you can't go upside down, but is it at all? I mean, like, just thinking about that is just, I mean, I guess yet again, you've been doing that for a while, but that has to be a strange thought.
It's frustrating. I just try not to think about it. It's just like one of those where it's like, you know what, avoidance might be the best, and that's just where
Yeah.
we ride with it for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, of me and Avera have had conversations about it. He has different thoughts, and so,
And
yeah,
what do
I
you mean
think,
by different thoughts? Like he thinks that you
that like
should
full
or
occlusion, yeah, that like it's probably more. I'm like probably um, more tentative or hesitant, or I don't know, like more restrictions than are necessary based on like the assumed whatever, like the
Mhm.
assumed risks that I have. So I'm like too tentative, like like the restrictions that I've been self-imposed and that my doc put on me like aren't consistent with what the actual pathology is and what the research says. And so it's it's like it's not something I'm like overly concerned about, right? Like what is being upside down? Like there's a really good chance that like strict handstand push-ups are what caused the dissections. And so like what is being upside down? Like I've kicked up and like I'll do like a wall walk. Like if it's like one wall walk in a workout, you know what I mean? And like multiple rounds or a couple, like not for time, like I'll do that. But it's like, to what end? Like, what am I doing handstand push-ups for, right? If I'm not
Mhm.
competing in CrossFit,
Mhm.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
So, keeping it real ass, is there a September 11th WOD? The only thing, I mean, there are for sure. But what I do is, usually I do the climb, right? I do the firefighter, I do the whatever, however many steps it is. What
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
a good one. Yeah.
Put on the vest. I'm not doing that today. I might do it next week. I totally forgot today was September 11th, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it just like didn't even when I booked this, I thought it was September. Like when I scheduled the um uh when I like scheduled this live, I was like, oh, it's September 11th, but it's not something. Where were you? We're here. This is. I mean, while it's sad for sure, but like at least it's not fresh. Where were you on September 11th?
In daycare. Like when I saw the videos in daycare.
How old are you?
I'm 33. But I went to daycare for a very long time, so I don't exactly remember. I guess I can like do the math and
You were
see,
6.
but
Well, you couldn't have been in daycare. You had to been like 9.
I was in daycare for a very long time.
Like you didn't go to structured school?
I did go to structured school, but I don't
I'm
remember
so
it
confused.
happening where or I don't remember anything at school. I remember at daycares where, we saw video and the teachers and so on were reacting, and I was young enough that it was very hard to wrap my mind around
Sure.
at all.
I was in 6th grade, and I was in
Wait,
English
we're this
class.
you're how old are you again?
I'm 35.
That's what I thought. You're 2 years older than me. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Um, I feel like we need to unpack why you were in daycare when you should have been in 4th grade. What the fuck is that?
Did I
What
told you on the last show I didn't go to school,
what
okay?
does it
I didn't necessarily start in 4th grade not going to school, but yeah.
chat? Someone else, like, I don't know, like, understand what Claire is meaning by
Yeah, help
that.
me out. I mean, that is what I recall. So,
I mean, you would have been
maybe at my
maybe it was
school,
like
they did a
after
really good
school.
job concealing it. That's perhaps the case.
Maybe it was like an after school thing. Maybe you just
Yes.
like real. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. I feel better about whatever you just said now, or did you just have this like 9-year-old and like take it?
Uh,
I was
I
in. I remember I just got to school and we were in like English, whatever language arts. I can remember my teacher's face, but I can't remember her name. And and I remember like hearing about that, and they put it on. And I like went outside to look to see like if we saw planes or something like that outside because they said that, you know. Um, oh yeah, this is probably what it was. That would make sense because it was at like 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning, like a preschool, like a boys and girls. Like so, we had like boys and girls club like before school care that was like
Mhm,
state funded,
mhm.
that I would go to pretty often. My parents had to go to work early, and they didn't
Yeah.
trust me to get to school on my own. Um, so
Mine shouldn't have. No, that actually what I can see that that makes sense according to the time of day, but that wasn't the case. It was actually
okay,
afterwards. So yet again, that leads me to believe that wherever I was going to school was just did a really good job, like,
mm,
concealing it from the students,
sure,
I guess. I don't really
yeah,
because it wasn't until I was in daycare when I was like, "Something's wrong."
right,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember just like everyone. I remember being really upset because everyone got pulled out of school and I didn't. Like everyone,
I
like
mean, at that age, right,
all the
right.
parents, all the parents. Yeah, I mean, you didn't understand
Yeah, no,
anything,
not at all,
right?
not at all.
I had just turned 11, right? So, um, yeah, I remember being really upset. My parents didn't keep me out of school, and then they didn't keep me out of school for the week, right? Maybe
Mhm.
I might have not gone to the school the next day, um, but yeah, I mean,
It's
that's really all
interesting
I remember.
too, like, Vicky saying that she was, um in the car when she heard it first and just all the different Jeff, I heard it at on the radio. Things have changed so much that I don't know if anyone else, but like, of course, what occurred yesterday, like my immediate thought was, is this AI? And so like that wasn't something that you were thinking about
Oh, for
in
sure,
um, back then. So it's just like it's interesting. Like there probably was much less doubt that this had occurred, maybe at that time
right?
versus now everything that you see, you immediately, or at least for me, I have to question everything, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Um, yeah, mom picked me up. Yep,
Yeah.
me and Aaron are the same age.
Well,
Um,
I like what you said that you do. That makes it I mean, I remember having done workouts with firefighters in the past, since doing
mhm.
CrossFit that would fully gear up to do the workouts that we would do. Um, and that was always really cool.
I have a coach is 60 plus male. He's messaging me right now, and he did really well at the games, and he like became popular. Basically, like everyone's like, "Hey, you want to do
Aw.
this? You want to do this? You want to do this?" And he's really excited about it, but he doesn't know what to do
What
because
do
he
you
has
mean
like,
he became popular?
well, he's really good. Like,
Yeah,
and but he was never like
he was at the
peop
games. He was
people
good.
didn't reach out to him to like do X, Y, and Z thing, competition or event or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so like people, he's like, I don't know what to do. I've been asked to do like 5 different things coming up. What do I do? And so one of them is like fittest to the coast.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you shouldn't have to do a qualifier ever. Like at least not this year. Like I was
Yeah,
like, reach
calendar
out to
year that
them
you
and like, it's a 60 plus division. Just reach out to them and say, hey,
went to
can
the
I get
games
an
kinda go.
invite? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a ticket?
Yeah. I like that.
Um, anyways, I mean, I think like you've earned it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's a
are
cool
you
tool to use.
are you are you doing legends?
In December?
Hmm.
As in going to
Yeah, are
it?
you emceeing?
Oh, not at this time,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Um,
I blocked the dates off of my calendar because I assume that I'll be there in some capacity, but that's just an
okay.
assumption at this point.
All right. Jeff was teaching 20 miles from nuclear power plant. Oh yeah. Um, 21 getting ready watching on TV. so confused. Yeah, for sure. It was just like a like what's happening. It was, yeah, what a strange time.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday it was like so violence is something I've always had this reaction to of get away from it, right?
Mhm.
And anyway, yesterday was just, and I don't know that we want to talk too much about it, but like I mean, just the nausea experience. It was just, it's not that often that you see and think about something that just makes you want to vomit
Oh yeah,
immediately.
for
Yeah.
sure. Unfortunately, after I had kids, that feeling comes up a lot more. Like
Mm,
I went to watch a movie the other day. It was like on Netflix. It was called like Extra Territorial or something. It was just like a newer one on there. I was like, oh, it looks good. And it was like about this parent, like, I don't know, trying to find her kid or something like that. And I got like 5 minutes in. And I was like, nope, like I don't want to watch this at all. Like I don't like. I have a zero desire to watch anything that is child related anymore.
mm,
Um, like my buddy sent something, like through Instagram, just in the guys chat, and it was like accidental um disarming of a firearm, and like hit a kid, and like you heard it, and I was like, nope. And I was like, no, I don't want to hear that ever again. I don't ever want to hear anything. I was like, please don't ever send anything like that again in our chat. And so like you just kind of get to there. And yesterday I had to brick my phone, which I do a lot, not as much as I should. And so I did, after, I don't know, 5 o'clock, like I locked my phone and I put it away. I have that, like, you know what a brick is?
no.
It's like
Wait.
a it's like the external lock, phone lock.
Uh-huh.
Like, you
Okay.
know how you get, and so
Yes,
yeah,
I am
no.
familiar. Yep. I think on Boys Interrupted, didn't Dallin and some of those guys, didn't they have something along those lines? I know he's gone, but I'm talking to y'all.
What? You're talking to me?
No, I was talking to them.
Oh,
I was talking to our friends.
them.
Just the guys were talking about, I think, on Boys Interrupted, something along those lines,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, mhm. So
Wasn't
this
that,
thing is
or was
brick.
that what inspired you to get one?
No,
Okay.
I've had it for, I don't know, maybe a year.
Mm.
And so I've done, like, you do, like, app locks, uh, so the problem, yeah, and this is, like, the argument. It's like, "Oh, you just turn your phone off." It's, like, I mean, we're addicted to it, right? Like, my screen time is super high. I work on my phone, like, you can turn the thing, um, and but, like, just this extra step makes a huge difference, right? And you can say, "Oh, you just don't have the willpower." It's like, "Well, maybe I don't." And this is what it is, right? And so you just have it here, and then, if, like, you grab your phone just to swipe it up, it's like you have to, like, "Oh, now I can't just hit the, 15 more minutes," right? Or whatever it is.
Yep.
Like, you have to go walk away. Um, and then I was telling what I get when, I try to use it on the weekends the most, and I, when I get really happy, like annoyed for half a second, then really happy is when I leave the house and it's bricked, and I'm like, oh, well, this phone is completely useless. Like a call won't even come through. And I was like, oh, I'll just
Ugh.
leave it in the car now. Um, uh, exactly, like Ty. Yeah, exactly. This is the same thing, but mine's the same thing. It's just, but not with hot chicks on the internet. I mean, they definitely come through my phone.
Did you
Maybe.
see that he went on Barbell Spin last night at the last minute when they did his little blocked list for their blind rankings?
Oh, was that the Brian rankings? Oh, I haven't got that far. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. They did the blind rankings at the end, and it was who's like on Ty's block list and whatever. Anyway,
Are they all CrossFitters?
and then I think that only Brian knew that Ty was coming on. I think the other two were surprised. I
That's so
think.
funny.
Anyway, it was funny because he popped in and then of course just sat through it and didn't chime in like a ton, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was cool. It was fun. He's such a
So
cool dude.
So Jeff, so this brick thing, so basically, so here's an app, right? Whoops. So you can brick the device. So basically, and so basically you just like, it's bricked here. And so I just have like all of my social media apps turned off. Um, like during the work, I have like a work day brick where it's like just social media is off, but all my work apps are still there, like Slack and Zoom, et cetera, et cetera. And so if I try to go to like Gmail, it's off, right? Because I know I'm going to go on my phone or Instagram or whatever. And so I've done like apps that block apps before, right? But they run 24/7. And so you'll have a background app running all times. And so it'll still say your screen time is 24 hours a day. And I was like, that just bothers me. I'd rather
Yeah.
just like pay the money here. And so it's just like off, right? Like
Yeah.
because they have apps that do that, right? That like you have to put in a different password or
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Mhm.
Um, but it's still on your phone and it's not quite that extra step, but it is a little bit of an extra step.
Mhm.
But I didn't like it
Well,
because they just constantly run like in the background, like even for like websites and all of this kind of stuff. And I was like, nah, I don't like that. And so I just got this instead.
it when it comes to habit change, there's a few like really, really important indicators of success with the habit change, and one of them being environmental design. And so
Right.
you're just like creating an environmental design barrier
Hmm.
to try to support a habit change.
Right. Yep.
Simple. Yep.
Hmm.
And that, of course, can go for anything. By the way, if Avera is still here, then I wonder if he's talking about. So she's actually on NXT, which is like the developmental roster for what is going on over there. It's kind of fun for WWE. Anyway, I wonder if he's talking about Sol Ruka. Is this who you're talking about? Avera, if you're still here. Because I mean,
Turn
I
it
don't
up.
know that she's necessarily like blonde lipstick, or I'm sorry, she is blonde. If she's red lipstick, right? But I mean, that's definitely like a very up and coming popular blonde that does wear. I mean, other than that, like I don't know, Charlotte Flair. I don't know. Anyway, still thinking
Kenneth,
about it.
Kenneth, I think it was more Kenneth's been off social media, and can't imagine logging and just being bombarded. It's not even like the footage was crazy, right? Like it was unfortunate that there was and I think that's why the fallout or the impact is so much bigger than maybe some of the other stuff that's happened recently is because you can see it, right? Like there's a video that billions of people have seen already. And I like if there was no video of it, while it would have been sad, I think it would just have been less impactful, right? Like when you see something like that, it just hits you so much harder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like there's like the big everyone's like, "Oh, why weren't you sad about this or the children?" And it's like, I don't think it's like those things. It's the fact that like there's the clearest video we've ever seen of like someone being like gutted right through the neck, right?
Hmm.
And like
Hmm.
everyone over the age of 10 has probably seen that video in the entire country, right? And
Yeah,
that's a
I would say
terrible
under
thing.
the age of 10 too, because devices are in children's hands really
Sure,
young.
sure,
Yeah.
but maybe not all of them. Hopefully some parents have like good blocks on their phone for the under the age of 10. That was just more of that. Like if you have a cell phone, you've probably seen it. So I think that was the biggest thing. And for me, it was just the impending like political argument that was going to happen, right? Of the left and the right and just going at each other. And I just didn't want to stomach that at all. And one of my buddies who doesn't post political, but I know his leanings, posted last night about it, and and some of the responses he got were just crazy. I just like it's just mind blowing, you know. Yeah, it's how many followers they lost, and it's just such an interesting thing. It was the same thing when I posted about the election, lost hundreds of followers. It's just so crazy. Like I just can't even. It's just we're digging into it. We're trying to move away from it, but
Yeah, I'm like,
it's
I
just such
have
a
so
crazy
many
thing.
opinions, and
I
I'm
know,
doing my best to do what we said and to just stop
I know. All right, let's move on.
because
Good job.
I have them. And if you want, I will
No.
uh, share more of them.
Yeah, I know. No, we'll do it
It's
off air. We'll vent to each other off air.
well, yeah,
Good job.
sorry.
Yeah,
So if we take this
good
back
job.
to CrossFit, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really the last thing I want to do is bite my tongue, but I also do want to be respectful to the fact that I don't own this channel,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
so I want to be respectful to that. But I also don't want to disrespect what happened and that it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Um,
Here we can do a
we have to do
podcast
that on Claire's
on your channel.
I
And
do have one. We could set
that's
something up.
right.
Yeah.
Just turn around like we end this, we immediately come back on. This is fucking crazy. And just go
Here's what
completely
we yeah.
um
It's fucking insane. Okay.
no.
So anyway,
Guys, we got Claire to curse on there. It happens.
moving on, if we need to move on because I'm not going to behave, we should move on. So some CrossFit stuff. I had to have a follow-up for you of it's, and it may not be much of anything, but I did have a question, and I want to be respectful to your NDA signing with your level 3. However, I want to ask the question. You can tell me to F off if it's sharing too much. So movement faults. We know how you feel about the fact that like just because there's a fault doesn't necessarily mean that it's a problem, right?
Mhm.
In the level 3, there is a good bit of attention, is my understanding. I've not taken it, but that there is a good bit of stuff there in regards to movement corrections, like movement
Mhm.
faults and corrections, and triage being something of like, okay, what is the
Right.
most egregious one, or what should we focus on first? And I think that
Sure.
most of us as coaches have our opinions about what we think we should focus on first, and they're not necessarily all identical, right? And so I'm curious how much of the test itself you thought was geared towards what is CrossFit's opinion of, if you're triaging fault correction, what is the most important according to CrossFit? Did that question make sense, or did I use
Yeah,
way too
it
many
did.
words?
It did. And so it's
Okay.
it's actually a really easy answer. It's exactly how they teach movement. It's in that
Yep.
order, right?
Yep.
Just in general, right? It's core to extremity, and then like all of the general points of performance of any pattern, right? Posterior engagement,
Mhm.
uh, balance, you know, external rotation, like just in order, right? So it starts with um, core to extremity like principles, right? And it follows that.
And you feel like when you were going through the test, there were some questions about that, and you felt pretty confident in that, like those were the right answers, and you tested well in that area. Were you able to see yet
No, you don't
where
see.
you?
So
Okay.
this was my thought. So this is what I found out recently after our call Monday or whenever we met, and after I've talked to a bunch of people who have reached out to me. I guess a lot of people fail this test, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. I was very confident in the middle of it because you don't get any information. You don't know how many questions you need to answer right. You don't know what the pass fail rate is. There's 20 questions that they're like, you don't have, there's no information on that. You just take it and you either pass or fail. You just get a pass or you get a fail. So you don't know what the percentage is that you need to get. You don't get any feedback on the fail, nothing. And so I was pretty convinced during it. And I was like, I think they just push everyone through as long as you get, I don't know, like I was thinking like 50 or 60%, but based on what I've heard now, which I'm very glad it's information that I got after the fact, is that I bet it's probably like in the 75 to 80 percentile, or like percent right, like a B or
Yeah.
whatever.
Does
Um,
anyone in the comment section know? Because I thought they did actually disclose how much you need to get correct, not necessarily like of which portions of the test, but I mean, they do have information about like how much of a percentage of the test is going to be geared
yep,
towards
they have
different
exactly the questions. And so
things.
I think those questions are those that breakdown is bananas because all those questions are interchangeable, and very malleable between topics.
Mhm.
So I think that's just their version of doing it, but I don't think it fell into those parameters very well.
Jody
Um,
says, I was shocked at Suze's opinion of the level 3 test. What was his opinion?
yeah, I don't know. Good morning, Megan. Yeah, what was his opinion? I have no idea. I didn't hear that.
Uh-uh. I'm curious.
I think it was last week. I'm assuming it was in
That he
regards
talked
to
about it?
like Dave talking about the level 3 to level 4, which I
Mhm.
heard that it's changing like in the next month, and so I think I kind of got in like right under the gun in some capacity.
The level 4 for sure is being restructured. You're saying the level 3 is changing as well, you believe?
I think so. I think that's what he
Shoot.
mentioned.
I paid. I need to go take my test.
Yeah. I mean, but the problem is, and so what Dave wants to do, Dave wants to flip it. He wants the level 3 to be a practical, and he wants level 4 to be the high level test. And I was like, well,
Okay. Well, he
which is
also did speak to the accessibility or how challenging it was to scale because you needed for the level 4 specifically. I mean, he just talked about that and how like that needed to change because getting enough people on site to do that
mhm.
was a pretty not scalable route.
How valid is the test? So if you listen to old stuff, like if you listen to Nicole talk about it like in 2013 to 15, which it really hasn't changed much since then, which I've learned. I know it's like probably changed some, but I don't think it's changed much in the 10 years. I mean, they hired a huge testing company to really come through and evaluate questions. And I think they still interchange questions regularly, with a 20 test. Like practice questions, or I don't know, the 20, I don't know, whatever you call those, the questions that don't count. I think they shift it into like what's maybe more appropriate, or like what's testing better, or whatever it is. So it does seem like it's um, adjusted a little bit based on those questions. But again, I don't know exactly what they don't have. There's not a lot of information of that kind of stuff. Like when we took my PT boards, like you knew you could like field questions, and so you knew based on old years, like you would get to take old tests and you would get to see what questions got fielded out and pushed in and pushed out, et cetera. And you had a lot of information there because part of test taking is like that's like a lot of it. Obviously, PT boards are substantially, I guess, more, I don't know, rigorous than the L3, but
Well, and if you're like me and you needed to look up the definition of psychometrics, the science of measuring mental capacities and processes. And so some key aspects: measuring of constructs, test development, statistical analysis, reliability, and validity,
right.
and applications.
I know if you listen to them, they certainly did that when they created it. Now, I don't know what their continued approach is to it. It's clear that it's very antiquated for the videos. So I don't know.
CrossFit, they keep seemingly shifting the goalpost on it. I think L2 has changed more than the L3. CrossFit, since you are just Mr. Knowledgeable, or Mrs., who could be too sure, what do you think has changed more about the L2? And,
well, the L2
and
used to be a
what's the
test.
timeline?
Well, the L2 used to be a test.
Okay, so that's what he's referring to, or he,
For,
she, whatever. What do
yeah,
we
the
call
L2,
you? What are you?
He's
Sorry,
for sure. It's
CrossFit.
for sure a guy.
Okay, cool.
He knows too much football. Not that a woman wouldn't know that much football, but it would be
You did say that.
it
You
would be
did just say
suspect.
that. What an wow. All right.
I'm just saying it would be suspect.
Yep, you're right. Girls don't know shit about football.
I just said they don't know as much as CrossFit. There's like
Okay.
a level. There's like a on average.
Okay. Cool.
It'll be fine.
It will be
Don't
fine.
gender me, bro. Sorry, she'll yell at me off camera.
The first one of those was fun. The first, like, before we go.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the guts to say it on air.
Let's see.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I do also want to call out just a couple of do what?
Did I answer the question?
You did. I'm curious what CrossFit says as well.
I really want to know what Jody, if you're listening, I want to know what Sousa said about the L3 for sure.
You want to know what Sousa says? Yeah, I wonder. Well, I don't. If anybody like can find the timestamp of that and wants to send it, that'd be cool. Where he talked about that, because I just don't know where that is. I will say, as far as like CrossFit related and CrossFit content over the last week, I didn't actually total things up this time like last week, but yet again, they're still putting out a broad range of things. And two of the things, one, on Savant's channel, he does that Greg Glassman show on Wednesdays, right? And yesterday I was just listening to Greg talk about health and was just thinking, like, it is so cool that we get to just be a party to these conversations. And so anyway, that was a good one yesterday. He did a lot of talking about health. And I guess he does that a lot, but anyway, I don't know. Yesterday just really stood out to me that, like, dang, I really appreciate having access to this. And then the Dr. Fung one, where that's on the CrossFit channel, he sat down with Jocelyn and they talked about calories in, calories out, why that in his, from his perspective, is an ineffective approach, and what hormones are at play with different calories, where the sources of them, satiety, what role that plays, of course, the GLP-1 thing and its impact on satiety. I thought he brought up a really great point in regards to that, like, if you are on this GLPRA thing that already increases your level of satiety, then when you do choose to eat food, you may choose to eat something that is going to be less satiating, such as like meat, of course, is going to make you feel fuller, right? Versus bread or whatever is going to be more of like a light thing that's not going to make you feel so full. And so yet again, kind of coming back to the we want to make sure and preserve and hopefully gain lean mass throughout that process if someone is on that. So he talked about that stuff from his perspective, hedonic eating, a lot of different things. It was a good conversation.
What did you just say? What was that word?
Hedonic eating.
Spell that.
HEDONIC.
Okay. I have no idea what that means.
Okay. Relating to or considered in terms
Did you
of.
just look it up that fast? Or did you
Yeah.
just, oh, okay. All right. I was just making sure you just didn't.
Yeah. As soon as you asked me how to
Go.
spell it, I've just started typing it in.
Okay.
Yeah. Relating to or considered in terms of pleasant or unpleasant sensations. So the reasons that you eat that are not hunger.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. You eat
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your friends because it's the right time of day. You
Right,
eat at
sure.
you have popcorn at the movie theater because it's what you
Oh,
do.
dude, that's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
My favorite. You don't know? No. Can you eat popcorn?
Can I? Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I know
I
you
I have
can,
the
but like,
luxury of being capable of eating those things. Yeah.
right.
Do I choose to eat popcorn at the whatever? No.
The movie theater when you go
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah. I actually go not regularly at all, but it
Sure.
is one of the pastimes. My fiance is a very high stress, active individual. By the way, like, so this weekend I'm going to Salt Lake City today for the Summit Games. He's going to Arizona, then Vegas, then I think the third one. He's got 3 shows this weekend, wrestling shows. So he's got a lot going on. Anyway, going to the movie theater is one of the things that he can enjoy and just like
Well, that's cool.
just check out. And so I will seize those opportunities, even if I couldn't give a shit about the movie, which
Yeah.
is usually the case.
What was the last movie you saw?
It would have been what, Superman, I think. Is that right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's a
Like I
couple
said,
months ago.
oh, and that was unfortunate. I was still having some symptoms and the noise. It got too intense and I actually left before it was over. Like it was like near.
Did you make him leave too?
Absolutely not. I said, stay and
Okay.
enjoy this. It's almost over. I'm just overwhelmed. And so I'm just going to go sit in the car, which was kind of sad, but it's all right.
Does he go to the movie theater alone? That's serial killer stuff. So, before my last movie, which my buddy was in town and he messaged me at like 5 p.m. He's like, "Hey, you want to go watch F1?" And I was like, "Well, the only showing is at like 11." And it was a 3-hour movie, which we went. It was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It was so good. Like, it's a great movie overall. Seeing it in IMAX blew me away. It was fantastic. And but before
Bruce.
that, like, huh?
I said, bye, Bruce.
Bye, Bruce. But the last 5 movies I had seen prior to that were by myself because my wife fucking one doesn't care for the movies that I care for, right? And she hates the movie theater. She's like, it's gross, it's sticky, you know. It's Top Gun with cars. Exactly. It was a Maverick with cars, which is amazing, right? I mean, Top Gun Maverick might be my favorite movie ever. And so this is like, it was fantastic. It was so good.
That actually sounds fun. Like that
It was
sounds like
just-
one I would enjoy.
It was really good. It
And
was really good.
I can get down with like a relatively broad range of genres, I guess. Not that I'm super interested. I do feel like I live under a rock in that way. But anyway, Jimmy is very narrow in the ones that he actually will
Sure.
be interested and willing to watch.
Yeah.
Very narrow in that. So
Yeah, no, I'm pretty broad. Parent's pretty narrow, and I'm pretty broad. Like I'll fuck with a rom-com and be totally content and happy
Sure.
with it.
Yeah.
But like if I put on, I don't know, like Expendables or something that's like a lot of violence and action and suspense, parents like, I'm leaving. She'll just go in the other room, and I'm like, come on. She's like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I sit here and watch whatever Virgin River nonsense on Netflix that you like, and 5 episodes in, I'm like, he's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill her. Get him. And I get
wait,
excited.
you get into it.
Of course I get into it. I'm like, I'm there, and I'm not like fully engaged, but I'm engaged enough, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I do like a good movie by myself. I really wanted to go see How to Train Your Dragon is like my favorite animated series ever, through DreamWorks. And so they did a live action,
Haven't seen it.
and oh my God, it's so good. And yes, I'm so excited to watch it, CrossFit, but I have to like block out the new Terminal List, which is like books, like it's a book series, and Prime did one. They already had one series of it season a couple years ago. It was really good. and they just did a prequel, another book in the series. They just made a season about it, and so I'm excited to watch it, of Terminal List. So stoked for that. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a good one. But I need to like block out like because I'm gonna watch it straight through. Like I'm not gonna stop. So I need some time, and I haven't had any time yet. It
Yeah,
might be
you
a this
that's
weekend thing.
not
So
oh, you're gonna come across some time this weekend?
well, we'll just force some time.
I love
My
that for you.
like, well, the transition to Coach RX is kind of coming to a close, thank God. So we transitioned from True Coach to Coach RX,
Yes.
and it's been very, very challenging as far
Mhm.
as like the time commitment and like balancing athletes back and forth. And so all of my athletes are over now, and so it'll be a little bit simpler. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
There is one thing in the app too. I'll send it to you. It reminds me to just like show you and see if that's supposed to be there. Anyway,
okay. I don't
yeah.
know what you're talking about. I believe you.
Just in circle.
Oh, in circle, got it.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
and so yeah. Anyways, I was sad I didn't get to see How to Train Your Dragon because it's a live action, and I heard it got really good ratings too. So I was sad I didn't get to see it in theater. Um,
Other
all right.
CrossFit news?
What else? Sure.
Well, I don't know that I have a ton to say about it all other than that I think it's cool. Olivia Kerstetter is going to be on the
Oh yeah, I
team
know.
North America
But she should have
for
been already. It was dumb that
Wadapalooza.
she wasn't.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
there all of the conversations about the qualification processes for whether it is TR Wadapalooza or it is Rogue and so on. There's been a lot of recent conversation about that. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I would think that given the structure of those workouts, right? Like having people who have like massive home run hits is fun. So I'm
yeah, I
excited
think
to
that's
see what she gets called out for.
the whole point of it. No, it's gonna be good. I mean, it seems like on paper that World is gonna walk away with it, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, I think these are so close.
Yeah.
Uh, it's gonna be really fun. When is it? Is it this weekend? No, 2 weeks.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah,
What
not
do
this coming weekend, but the next weekend. Do you want
right.
the
Are you
dates?
you're going, right?
I will
You're
be
actually
emceeing.
perfect.
Mhm.
What
Yeah, I'm
time do you
super
start on
excited.
Friday?
What time do I start on Friday of
That weekend.
for Wadapalooza?
Hmm.
My start time, I don't have that yet. I'm not sure for like specifically my schedule. I know that I fly in on Thursday
Okay.
and other details I don't know just yet.
I'll
So,
have to get you on the phone.
what do you
I'll have to
mean?
get you on your phone, like in like just like there with like some headphones on, like walking around and doing the podcast in the morning.
Uh, yeah, probably not, but
It's lame.
we'll
You
see.
should.
If I'm not actually working, then I'm more than like I think it would be fun to be able to do some more of this while doing that. It
Mhm.
just simply is, of course, like you come out for that
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
It's a really good
Yeah,
idea
for
to
sure.
prioritize the heck out of it. And when you're off of the floor, we talked about preparation the other day, and it's just like there truly is. We talked about prep before a competition, but during the competition, there's you step off the floor, and I mean it wasn't an MC role at all, but you saw when we were even age group games is like as soon as we're not on air, like I do need to be working on what are we doing next,
Sure.
and
Mhm.
so when I'm not on the floor for the MC role, then it's okay, what do I need to understand about what's coming next, or how are the
Sure.
races going, or different things like that. So
So
yeah.
are you calling it with Dylan? Like you guys are gonna go back and forth like just for the tier cup?
No, I'm not sure yet what no, this is my first year being able
Okay.
to MC a Wadapalooza event, and I am over the moon excited
Sure.
and did communicate. I don't know if I told him yet, maybe I did, but it's so cool just because I remember working Wadapalooza for a brand in 2021, and then in 2022 went back and was on the podcast stage,
Mhm.
and just every year since then it's been okay, like I want to be working this event, and I don't know what that's going to look like. And never could I have envisioned it being this role until like the last year being like, okay, well, this is what we're doing. Right. We talked about that already. But so this has been like a huge goal for me, like a huge goal of like somehow, some way, eventually I want to earn the ability to be there in that capacity. And so it is really exciting. But as far
Yeah.
as there's a good sized team, it's a huge event. It's a
Mhm.
lot more than just those elites doing their tier cup. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm not sure.
Vera is locked in on this. He's for sure.
I know
He's
he's like
simping.
on the
He's
rabbit hole.
simping over somebody. It's all right. It's okay, buddy. Those girls are hot. It's all right, buddy.
Uh, yeah, they are. I did not mean to open a can of worms, but I just saw a commercial again on TNT. AEW, Tony Storm. Yeah, that's literally who I thought when you said WWE. I'm like, I know there's one on AEW that you might be referring to. It's Tony. Yeah. And yeah, anyway, she had like one of the most gruesome matches I've ever seen within the last year. It was hard to watch, but I'm not big into like the blood and that. Let's do less of that for my opinion.
When there's blood, it's real, right? Don't they actually get like, do they plan that?
Yes, it's real.
Yeah.
And
Like
I'm
they're
not
actually
saying that
bleeding
it
it.
is or is not planned. Oftentimes it is not planned.
Yeah, sure.
But even like one of the most iconic matches so Dustin Rhodes is Jimmy's coach, and he works with Jimmy for his strength training as well. So cool. Cody Rhodes' brother, and the match that the two of them had together was very iconic. And yet again, I'm new to this world and I had not seen it because it happened years ago. And I watched it, and the amount of blood that he lost in that match was overwhelming amount.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
and
crazy.
I don't believe for a second that's planned. I've definitely heard him talk about it. Yes, Gold Dust. Yeah,
So
CrossFit.
cool. That's like my heyday. We would like do the pay-per-view and have friends over all like every whatever, what was it called? What was the big like the WWF
SmackDown
Royal
or when
Rumble?
I'm sorry,
Like
not
Royal
that
Rumble.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or one of those.
Uh-huh.
We'd always have friends over for it all the time. Loved it.
We went to
Loved it.
WrestleMania this year. That was crazy.
Sick.
Yeah.
So cool.
Quite
And
an
yeah.
Okay, back to CrossFit. Sorry, I
breadth
keep
of
on
knowledge.
dragging us in a different direction. Well,
No,
I
it's
didn't drag
good.
us there. Avera did.
Yeah, that was Avera's fault. Okay, so there's a big team. So it's not just you and
Dylan.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I don't imagine that Dylan's I don't know. This is my so this is their second year doing SoCal, and I was not there last year, and so like I know very little other than that I'm going to get to be a part of the team. And so we'll be able to like talk more about what that looks like soon, but I don't know the total number of MCs. There's just a lot that I'm not aware of yet that I'll soon have clarity on.
Cool.
I can't freaking wait. So
Sick.
it'd be awesome if dude, if I got to share the floor with him, because that's what I talk about a lot. Like he is so inspiring to me in that role. He's so good at it. And I don't often get to hear him do it. And so anyway, I would love to work alongside him and just like soak that up. But I don't know whether he does or doesn't do that role for that event. I really don't know.
Does Dylan own Loud and Live now?
Own. Let's look at what the current title says. I don't want to misquote.
Because I know he was in it with
I think we'll let CrossFit answer that actually. I'm not sure what the titles are right now. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know he's a good dude, and
he's a good dude.
I really appreciate what he does for our space, for sure.
Yeah. He would never remember this, but I worked on him as an intern or as like a PT student when he was at Peak. And he came, like we were at the clinic that was attached to Peak 360. And so I was a student PT going through a clinical rotation, and I worked on Dylan for like a few weeks. He had like maybe a hip thing or a shoulder thing. Yeah, doesn't Loud and Live. And I think Dylan owns Loud and Live.
I'm looking. I didn't see on Facebook or Instagram. I'm looking now to see
because O'Keefe owned it, but O'Keefe is out fully, and I thought he sold his portion to Dylan or whatever. Like, anyways,
on LinkedIn right now it says vice president, so I'm not sure. Strategy, operations, events. Anyway, that's just on a social profile. Who knows?
Fucking LinkedIn.
I mean, if you want to see people's titles, it's like if they are up to date, and that's the thing is if that person is on there frequently and it's updated, because it may not be, but that's a normal place to find someone's job title.
I agree.
Yeah.
We tried to make a push through LinkedIn for like affiliate connections through WODprep. It was total fail.
Really? Did you get coached to go that direction, or did you guys just
like our marketing?
Maybe this would be a good idea.
Yeah, our marketing girl was like, "Hey, this is good," like because she's in marketing. That's how. Um, clear LinkedIn is a snitch. That's funny. Um, that's so funny.
Does CrossFit have a LinkedIn?
Oh, for sure. Um, O'Keefe, thumbs down. Anyways, so yeah, super excited for you. So what's this weekend?
Summit Games.
Summit Games.
Mhm.
And you said you want to talk about something there. Oh, do you want to look at programming?
I said if you wanted to, since that's one
Sure.
that I'll be at, and I know that that's kind of your wheelhouse is taking a look at programming. I will say there was one implement I believe that is going to be used that I've never even I had to look it up,
Mhm.
and I'm so curious to see it in action. It's the name of the workout. Anyway, we'll get there,
All right.
but
Oh, Bennett's waking up.
I'd
All
never
right.
seen it before.
Okay. Is it on Competition Corner?
Yes, CrossFit CEO.
2024.
Wait, is that actually? I'm going.
No. Summit Stadium
He's just
Games? No.
messing with me. Just look up Summit Games. You should
I
be able
know
to
I
find
did.
it
It's
that way.
not coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Competition Corner has like the worst like searching ability. Like if anything's even somewhat close, it'll pull up everything except what you're looking for.
I definitely
Okay.
thought that some of the like the way that things were described in like the workout description. Anyway, I thought that the workout flows, all the things that when I was reviewing it for this weekend, I
Mm.
really liked the layout a lot. It felt very digestible. I'm
Photo
working on it.
package, hotel blocks, register, weekend pass. Of course, workouts aren't on the link. All right. Summit Games workouts 2025. Summit Stadium Games, the Summit Games.
And
This is
it's not fun.
2024. Fucking so annoying.
You can do it.
Here we go. Starts today. You're not there.
I know, I will be later.
Oh, yeah, what time's your flight?
I don't know.
Sometime later today.
Yeah, yeah.
Some point. All right.
Yeah.
Workouts.
Okay, we've gotten to the right one, right?
Yeah, this is it. Okay, obstacle course, sick. I love an obstacle course. Obstacle course is so much fun. I think it's always a good play if you can make it look nice. Is it a longer obstacle course? Like, is
It's
it
not
like
the
a? Is
This
it?
is where this is one of the events that I haven't been to before. So in the
Mm,
5 that are upcoming, I think that 3 are repeat. This is a new one to me. So I've seen some floor layout and it looks really, really awesome. But that one specifically, I'm not sure. Sorry.
okay, so 5-3 run, stadium run, time cap 5 minutes, clean, weight 1, shoulder to overhead, clean, weight 2, stadium run. I'm assuming it's just up and down a stairs, like super quick, like just a set of stairs and then back
Yeah, it's
down if
got to
it's
be
a
something
5 minute time
fast.
cap.
Yeah.
Um, movement standards. Do we know the weight? Doesn't look like the weight is
Yeah,
defined.
if you go down to the divisional, scroll down just a little bit,
Oh,
divisional
divisional load.
load. There you go.
All right, 255. Holy shit, that's heavy.
hmm
5 minutes.
Well, is there 2 different loads for the 5 and the 3, or is it all one? I just don't remember.
Oh, it's
The
weight
big tall
2.
one.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's 5 at weight 1, 3 at weight 2,
Uh-huh.
run, 5-3, run. Cool. All right. Pretty heavy. I mean, that's a huge jump. It's a weird jump. I'm
It is
assuming
a big
like
jump.
it's a that's very strange.
Stop some people.
Yeah, it's just a big I mean, I guess they want it 5. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's look at everything, then we'll swing back through. Free bell.
This is the one that has so free bell hang snatch. Have you ever heard of a free bell?
No, let's find out what
I
it looks
hadn't
like.
either. I looked it up and yeah, yet again. So I'll get there and for tomorrow will be my first work day. And so I'll get there a good bit before my work day begins to just get a feel for everything.
You have to snatch this?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. And so I'm so curious because I wonder how many of these athletes this will be their first time touching that implement, you know, but
Does
then
it
it's like
move?
the
Oh,
unknown and
oh, it
unknowable.
hangs. Oh, it hangs. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
I feel better.
kettlebell, but on a
Yeah, yeah, but on like
dumbbell handle
yeah, yeah, on a barbell.
that swivels. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it just was like angled, and I was like, people are gonna break their wrist. I feel like it might be easier than a kettlebell, like maybe similar to a dumbbell. Oh yeah, for sure they sponsored it. There's no doubt.
Oh.
It's the only reason why you would use something like this. Seems like a cool implement.
Yeah,
I
I'm excited
do
to see it in action.
um, dumbbell and kettle. Well, it's really more like a barbell and a kettlebell had a baby since there's a bearing in it,
Uh-huh.
right? So a dumbbell doesn't have a bearing, right? Like it just spins the dumbbell moves, right? But it's balanced, so you don't really feel it. This is more of like it's a barbell, so you feel a little bit of a weight roll, just a little bit, not a lot. Um, yeah, easier than a kettlebell, harder than a dumbbell, probably. I do like all of their stuff that they're showing is like sports performance biased and not like CrossFit biased, in my opinion. Like they're doing like a lot of like rotational stuff, and it's interesting. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It makes me think of
Um,
the workout at the Masters Games, the age group games where they use the kettlebells for the cleans, but I guess that would still whack the crap out of your shoulders because I'm like, that was a huge factor that everyone was like, just
right.
the
All right.
reps for the
Okay.
load. Anyway,
All
yeah,
right.
it'll be
So
interesting to see.
21 walking lunge. Is it two? I assume this is in kilos.
That's what my assumption was as well. I'm not sure.
100-foot walking lunge with a carry, hang snatch. I wonder, is it two dumbbells? Is it one dumbbell?
Go to movement standard. Yeah. Single arm hang snatch.
Okay, so it's a single arm snatch. What about the lunge? Is it just a single lunge? Yeah, it looks like a single lunge. All right. Fast. I hate single dumbbell lunges. I think they're dumb. I just think like just put another one on the ground. Like let them snatch with one or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just think too, it's like I always just like find it like maybe single arm overhead. I get,
Mm-hmm.
but if I carry anyway, they're not going to overhead. It honestly might behoove them to overhead just because it's less awkward. But
When it
I
says
just like
carry anyway, where would you carry based on what you've seen from that implement? If you were doing that workout, where would you choose to carry the free ball?
because it's so light
Uh-huh.
anywhere, like whatever gets you moving into the lunge
Mm-hmm.
faster,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and honestly, like I mean, I'd practice it to see like if that front rack because they had that like hand turned because you can't rack it like a normal. Like they had it here, kind of pressed against their chest,
Yeah,
like
because I
with
guess if
their
you
hands
racked it, then
supinated.
it would the heads of it would hit. Yeah.
Right. So they pronated their hand and like had it against their chest. I don't know. It seems like why not do two and make it like a farmer's? So that was my only.
Or that
I don't know.
contralateral or whatever, but that would then
Yeah.
mean
I mean,
they
I just
want it to
always
tax
feel
their
like
shoulders.
it's just a sprint, which I get. I'm always fine for a sprint, but now they've had two sprints. One is weight dependent, but it is single dumbbell is always like not overhead is always seems silly to me. Like it just is like, why not just go force it overhead? Right? Like that's what you're looking for. You're trying to showcase the dumbbell, right? You're trying to showcase the fact that it's overhead or that it droops, like it's gravity dependent on the direction
Mhm.
that it goes. So like just
Mhm.
put it overhead.
Yeah, you'll get
Um,
that showcase in the snatch though, so,
right, I suppose.
yep, you'll get it.
And now we have a max back squat. Very, very heavy dependent so far. And acid bath. Oh, this programming is meh, meh. Is this a different acid bath?
I can't wait to see it. As are all of the wor I think the other day I didn't see that all of them were out. Are they all out?
It looks like it.
Cool.
I mean, there's seven, so I would assume so. Max back squat into L sit ring. I do love a good L sit test.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a support hold. No, it's an L sit. And in a vest. Why would you have a support hold in a vest
This is for the
for an
elite.
L sit? I'm trying to just like put that through my head. Like, I mean, I get it. Most people aren't going to drop their feet before they, no matter how much weight, unless you had a ton of weight on them.
Mhm.
I do love an L sit test.
Mhm. Me
L
too.
sits on the ring is tough. I mean, like, where's the The standard, is it below the ring? So scoring instructions, movement standards. Here we go. LSIT, time ends when heel drops below the target. Oh, I guess they'll put something under their feet.
Yep. Once they make
Okay.
contact. Or some,
Got
I
it.
mean, I don't know yet. Yet again, that's something that, of course, getting there and putting my eyes on it.
Mm.
But
I
I
don't know
agree
why
with
they
you. I
would
love
put
an
him
LSAT in general, just
in the
because if
vest.
I think to areas that are really overlooked, something that I wish that I had incorporated more of earlier and so on was really understanding this core to extremity thing, and that engagement of core was a really, really hard thing for me to wrap my brain around for so many years. So anyway, like anything like an LSAT, giving you an opportunity to really have to work that thing. Big fan of that.
Sure.
And not
Also,
complicate your other things.
also a very weird regression in modification for everyone else. A hang, completely different, like not even close. It's totally different everything.
Oh, as far as time, how long you'll be
Yeah,
there?
this is a
Sure.
support hold. So like
Mhm.
you're in a support on top of the rings,
Mhm.
triceps, lats, right? Like chest, core, etc. And this is just grip. Why wouldn't they just do a support hold on the rings? I don't know. That one doesn't make sense to me. But I love a good back squat. I love testing a back squat. I think it's a great test always. But we've got a lot of short tests so far. 75 hard, 2223, which
I
is like the
love a
theme of the
2223.
year.
I
The theme
love
of
it
the
though.
year.
Bring it. It's great to MC. It's great to watch. It's
Oh yeah, it's super exciting.
miserable to do. I love it.
As long as you can like know the numbers of the race and where they are. I think that's really important. So like how they're flowing down the floor
Oh,
and
sure.
knowing how many toes to bar someone has done. So obviously
I
you
can
understand
promise
that,
you
but like,
yeah. I have emceed events this calendar year where the scrambling that I did to figure out the races
oh
was
yeah, yeah. You're just like running down
laughable.
the floor, like yell it
Literally
out. Who's in
looking
the
at
lead?
every single
Right,
scorecard of every single
right.
judge as best as possible. It was
Hmm.
but it was fun. And even
Yeah,
though doing that, and that was a little hectic,
sure.
it
This
was
is where
it
like a
was
flip
still
card.
really
Flip
fun.
cards would be really easy here,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Just like do it after every round,
yes.
and it's just max. I don't know if I like max. I like a finish line. You know what I mean? Like 75 or
I see
something
what I
like
mean.
that. Um, just because the
2223 needs a
person
chess piece.
say that again.
CrossFit, I think. Was that CrossFit? No, I'm zoomed in, so I can't see. He said
Oh yeah,
223,
yeah,
2223 needs a chess piece.
right. A chess piece or a card, right?
Mm,
Like something flips over, you
to
move it after
indicate.
the round. Um,
Hey, I'm happy to
uh,
scramble. If I have to run up and down that field to figure
yeah.
that out, so be it. I'll
My
get my
only
sneakers
negative,
on.
my only negative here is, especially if this is like, if this workout is before the LSIT, like if it's not in order, like it's just up here. If this is before the LSIT, the winner is going to be at a massive disadvantage than like the loser as far as volume,
Mhm.
right? So like since there isn't a cap, like a get to 75 reps or 100 reps or whatever it is.
Can you go look
Um,
at the schedule to see? I'm not sure.
I mean, I assume it's not. Um, but just in general, like anything after that. So free bell, back squat. So then it's going to be on Saturday.
Yeah.
I still don't. I don't know. It's only 2 days.
No, Sunday.
Acid bath and final workout are in both days. I assume maybe team and individual, something like that.
There are both team and individual, yes.
Um, yeah. I mean, like the winner could do 100, like I mean, tons of more reps of toes to bar, which I'm never a fan of. Oh, maybe it says 75 hard. Maybe it's to 75. No scoring. No, I guess not.
Yeah,
Why
I
do they call
kinda
it
doubt it.
75 hard?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll ask.
All right. All right.
I
Cool. All
genuinely
right.
will ask. Of course, I have done
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
75 hard thing a few times and it's been really
Mhm.
positively impactful to my life. So I love it, but I don't know.
Another sprint workout, which I enjoy. Very tough, but very, very short. They must
Yeah.
have a lot of people competing.
Yes.
Is there a lot of divisions? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have an 8-minute time cap. I'm assuming this first OCR has to be long.
I
Has to be
wonder if
long.
that's, I feel silly. I'm not sure. Yeah, I need to look
Yeah.
and see
I
what
mean,
number.
it's also called an OCR. It's not just like an obstacle course. Like I feel like the term OCR is like implied that it's going to be long, right? Like a couple obstacles over like a couple miles. Final workout. Oh, here, let's just go here. 42 wall balls, unbroken, bike, hard sprints, row, weird, 42 -8, -8, -8. Okay. All right. The numbers make me a little better. But not so much the row. This is weird. So -12. This is a weird combo. I think this is too high for the women, but 18 squats. All right. I mean, it's an unbroken workout. How can you hold the bag? Can you put the bag on you have to put the bag on your back. It doesn't say. You should tell them they have to hold it on their back.
The sandbag squat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As far as, yeah, I don't know. There's no specification there.
Nope.
And you just mean that in your opinion, once you put it in between the legs, then people really struggle to actually like properly perform a squat versus if it's
Well,
on
it's just such a counterbalance that like it just looks silly.
Yeah.
Like it just looks, I mean, not French throwdown. Wad lens is like a great example of that. Granted, that was a heavier bag, so it looked even sillier. So, and then another 5-minute piece. It's not a super balanced competition, but the workouts all look fun.
Yeah.
Every minute. I love this design. I love this design overall. Like this is a great workout. Just super, super short. The same person that wins this is probably going to win 2-2-2-3, right? Like there's probably not a lot of separation there since there's legless rope climbs. And it's very similar to 2-2-2-3, right? So I do like it. I like all the workouts individually. I think overall it's very, very short.
Well, and I think one of the things, and this is just my opinion, this is yet again my first time going, and I'm not sure, but I know a lot of times with events, one of the things they're up against is how many divisions do you need to get through, and how much time do you have,
yeah,
and
for sure.
taking those things into consideration with the length of a workout and so on. So yet again, I haven't like talked to them about that at all, but
right. Yeah, I mean that's a part of it, and that's
consideration.
that's why I'm never that hard on like, I mean, my favorite competition is beach brawl, and beach brawl, every workout is 12 minutes,
Yes.
right? Which
Yes.
gets finished in 8 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that's just how every workout is. And so the same 10 people have won it for fucking 10 years. So, which is fine, but it's a great event. And,
Oh
you're
my
just
gosh,
like,
it's such a good event.
and,
I
you're
can't
just
wait to be
limited
back.
you're just limited by the logistics of it. But, this is a very short competition across the board, right? 5-minute time cap, free bell.
You know what I have to
That's
say to that?
5 minutes again. What?
Are you not entertained?
Oh yeah, super entertaining. 75 hard. This is like our longest one. Acid bath is a 6-minute. Yeah. I mean, everything is this is for sure a run. Everything's really short. I think all the workouts look fun. Pulling, gymnastics test, grunt work test. This should have been cleans. I don't like sandbag squats. I just think there's just a hard movement to gauge and standardize because
It
people
looks
just
like
move
CrossFit is in agreement with you.
Yeah. My comments are hidden. Oh yeah. Yeah. It should just been cleans. Like even open with the cleans, like open with 18 cleans and then finish with 40, like flip it on its head and like finish with 42 wall balls or something like that. 75 hard, short, pulling gymnastics. Is there no handstand push-ups? Doesn't look like it.
I don't think so.
No. Cleans, shoulder to overhead, I guess is the overhead test. Strength test, not really an endurance. I mean, it's all right. Very short. I think the same people that are going to win, like free bell are probably going to win the shoulder to overhead because it's just power output, cycle rate, back squat. I mean,
it does look
I
like
think it's gonna be really heavy at the top. Like there's gonna be like 3 or 4 guys that are just right up there, and they're all gonna be really good at all the pieces.
It'll be a really fun, like this looks really fun to do.
Yeah, it looks fun to do. It also looks fun to announce. Short workouts are much more fun to announce because the race is like all in and everything is all gas, no brakes, which is kind of cool, right? I think CrossFit's gotten to this point, like everyone's so smart. And so like they pace so well and everyone makes a similar decision. So like a 15-minute, you know, uh like the Albany grip trip, right?
Hmm.
Like if the race specifically between Tia and
Lucy.
Lucy wasn't that good, it would have been pretty boring overall because the guys weren't very exciting. Jay was just better, you
Which is
know. And
interesting because it would have been boring, and yet, I mean, I say would have been boring. It was also like test of fitness wise, it was a banger. And
oh
then if
yeah,
you'd have had them actually racing, and that's where, of course, logistically and equipment sponsor, and there's all these things,
mhm.
right? But like as soon as you have them jockeying for position for entertainment purposes, like that shoots up too, you know. But yeah, I can see what you're saying, like with the way that, yeah.
um, and so, but
I thought it
that
was
never
such a good
happened.
workout. I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's like the purity. That's like the CrossFit love in you.
Yep.
That's like for sure like a personal bias.
Yep. Yes.
Um, but when everything is under 8 minutes, there's always going to be even if someone blows it out of the water, it's
Yeah.
only 20 seconds or
Yeah.
10 seconds, right? Um, yeah, it's like kind of like Tour de France. The outcomes are obvious at the start. Um, but everything is so short that it does make it really exciting to announce for sure,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah, like, if
every
you
piece
think
of
of
it.
the 20.1 head to head we did, what, last week or the week, whatever that was
Mhm.
anyway, how it was, like, the most
Yep.
boring thing ever. It had to have been. I mean, I don't know, I was the one in it,
But
but
you guys were
anyway,
so
until
close
the
the whole time.
last.
It's what made it exciting. No, you guys were within 3 reps of each other the entire workout.
Ugh, whatever.
Um,
I'll be wearing AirPods next time to be aware of that fact.
all right, cool.
Either way, she freaking crushed,
Yeah, way to
and
be
I
nice
died.
about it. Um,
She did.
well,
She quite literally did do
you won
very
though.
well. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I just would have liked to have won by a larger margin.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I gotta wake
I
up the nug.
only other thing I just want to, we don't
Mhm.
need to air it out or talk through it, but just want to draw attention to my friend Brigham Bueller, the owner of Ways to Well here in Austin, Texas, which they, of course, offer many services around the nation, not just here locally, although they're headquartered here. Anyway, he was on Joe Rogan this week. And for anyone who wants insight into the medical system dumpster fire, he shed a lot of light, and it was a great conversation, in my opinion.
Cool. And this is a like what is he? Who is he? Is he a physician?
No, he worked in the medical industry in a number of different ways, not as a physician, and then of course just became very irritated through some personal experiences with things that happened with his family and the system and so on, and decided to go work on something more effective
Mm.
in his, yeah. So they just offer a lot of, like, whether it's stem cell, someone, I think CrossFit actually said that he was like the TRT guy. And I'm like, even though those are therapies that exist, you know, stem cells is a huge thing they have here locally. People go in there and receive treatments that they're not going to get elsewhere, and their quality of life gets way better. And that's where I had my EBU treatment done recently, which was that blood treatment where it was detoxifying because, of course, the mold illness stuff. And like, I had that. I did get a virus, either like I got sick right afterwards. So it was really hard because everyone says you feel so much better after that. It takes your blood through a machine, ozonates it, oxygenates it,
Mhm.
and pulls toxins out of it and then puts it back in. It's a pretty interesting thing. I posted it on my Instagram for anybody who like wants to see it. But anyway, did that there. And then I think I mentioned that like this past 3 weeks has been the first time in 20 months that I haven't had daily hives. And so
Nice.
I think and that I did that treatment within the week prior to that. So I just have a hard time believing it wasn't at least impactful. But anyway, they offer a number of different things. The comprehensive blood work is so good. I have done blood work with a number of different companies, including this one, and I really like the way that the practitioner works with you on it. So yet again, those are all just my opinions, but he's got some good insight. He's really involved in the Maha movement. And anyway,
Do they want to sponsor the podcast?
um, I have no idea.
You should ask. Um, cool.
They're
I love it.
fantastic. Yeah, they're
I love that
fantastic.
it's working.
Yeah, big fan. He also works with Jimmy, so that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Free advertising. We should charge them.
Yeah.
Granted,
Anyway,
they
well,
go on Joe
I
Rogan.
think not even
I'm
free
sure.
advertising. Literally, that conversation that he had with Rogan was, I want anyone who wants to be aware of it and is interested in those topics to know that it exists if they would like to go listen.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. All right. Awesome. Good stuff.
Like,
No.
thanks for
No,
hearing
it's
me
fine.
out.
No, yeah. No, I mean, like I'm such a minimalist in like that whole world, just like naturally, like,
Sure.
and so, but I mean, I support it, right? I mean, like it's, it seems like he's the right thing. I'll listen to it. I think it
Yeah.
sounds like a good listen.
I would love for
Um,
you to. I will say, it's like a 3-hour long thing because that's how that works. He's been on Rogan 4 times, but over the last handful of years. But the first half of it is all of that stuff, and then they get into some extraterrestrial whatever. And if you want to stick around for that,
sick.
great.
Now
But
I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah,
Hell
they
yeah.
definitely get into that stuff. But it's the first chunk of it that is very geared towards the work that he's actually doing,
Nice.
and some insight into like just how things are going down from a political
Mm-hmm.
perspective.
Word. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Another live.
He's for wait, what?
We're too small,
Oh,
I think is what he's saying.
thinking about him.
Yeah. All right.
Ah,
See you
all right.
guys on the other side.